Many people think that the main event of UFC Nashville is a foregone conclusion, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. I'm Flyin Brian J, this is MMAmania.com, and yes, Cub Swanson is a huge -700 favorite against Artem Lobov when they headline UFC Fight Night 108. Let's talk about the matchup, starting with Artem Lobov. In his last fight against Teruto Ishihara, he looked better than he's ever looked in his entire mixed martial arts career. Yes, he trains with Conor McGregor and the guys at SBG, and he showed a little bit of Mystic Mac tendencies in his game against Teruto, which I'm saying is he would press forward, get his opponent to counter pressure, slip off to the side, and then throw either his left or his right hand straight down the pipe. He's listed as a southpaw fighter, but he had a lot of success against Teruto out of the orthodox stance with both overhand rights, left hooks, and leaping in right uppercuts like Conor McGregor likes to throw. What I really liked from Artem in that fight especially was not only his ability to press forward, get that counter pressure and angle off, but also he was throwing some inside leg kicks from whatever side he was on, which was setting up a hook from, again, whichever side he was on. And he was throwing some pretty good round power body kicks, and I loved those. The thing about it is here, Cub Swanson does almost all of that stuff, but probably better against better competition with more range and with more diversity, and he also has more tools in his arsenal. Cub Swanson, he's not known as a wrestler, he's not known for his grappling whatsoever, but in his last fight against Doo Ho Choi, he showed that he's not adverse to going for takedowns, scoring points, or saving himself from a lot of damage, which Doo Ho was putting it on him against the fence. Cub went for a takedown, probably allowed himself to recoup a little bit, and then take control of that fight where he got the victory in a really all-out war. Cub also throws the longer weapons. He throws that Greg Jackson, the Jackson Winklejohn, stepping sidekick to the thigh or stepping sidekick to the body. He'll throw a jab to the body, which Artem does that too, but Cub has a 5-inch reach advantage, and according to Fightnomics by Reed Kuhn with Kelly Krieger, that's not significant, but he does throw the longer weapons, which I'm talking about here, and he's better at leaping in from far away with his striking combinations. One thing that Cub does that I don't like, and what could hurt him in this fight, is sometimes he will throw wildly. He will drop his head while throwing 2 hooks, maybe 3 hooks in a row, and I just don't think that's a great idea to do here against Artem Lobov, because I did mention that Artem showed in his last fight a really good counter striking game. He's got the counter uppercut, so if Cub puts his head down, he could get caught with one of those. And while Artem, he hasn't been finishing people lately, now he's known as the Russian Hammer, or that's his nickname, he's not really a finisher. The majority of his victories are via decision. But Cub is coming back just 4 months after that all-out mother effing war with Doo Ho Choi. And like we saw not too long ago with Chris Weidman, coming back too soon after having suffered a little bit of brain trauma. I know that Cub wasn't finished or he wasn't knocked out or anything like that, but he did get rocked, he did get wobbled, and I think he sustained probably quite a bit of trauma there. I think that he's coming back too soon, and maybe Artem could put him down. Now, I say that, but I don't really believe that's going to happen. What I really think is going to happen here is Cub is going to use his more diverse arsenal. He's going to include some takedowns, or at least takedown attempts and threats to get the better of Artem here. And I think the fight goes into the later rounds, into the championship or main event rounds, where Cub's either going to get a 4th round TKO victory, or possibly I could see Cub Swanson getting a decision here. What I want to ask you guys is, the over-under is set at 3.5 rounds. Do you think this fight goes over or under 3.5 rounds? Please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you on my next one. Namaste.